from Duckworth up in Eugene, Oregon. And he said, hey, can Oregon win the Big Ten in their first year in the conference? Now, the obvious answer here is yes, of course they can. But I know my social circle, and some of you are going to come at me as soon as I get off air, and you're going to give me every reason why you don't think they will. And I'm going to have one response typed out. I'm just going to copy and paste it. And I'm going to say, he asked, can they, not will they? This is March. No sane person is predicting conference outcomes in March. But I will tell you, yes, they can win it. So my advice, if your take is no, Oregon can't win the Big Ten, just take the O off the helmet for a second. Just remove the green and the yellow and all the flashy uniforms and just look at them as a data set. Look at them as a set of numbers. Look at them as a roster and ask yourself, in the past, what has it taken to win the Big Ten? What will it take this year to win the Big Ten? And do they have it? You need pretty high-level quarterback play and really good decision-making. They just brought in a couple of quarterbacks, and especially Dylan Gabriel, who last year, 30-6 touchdown to INT ratio, also had 12 rushing touchdowns, about a 70% completion guy last year. Career is now culminating with a final season at Oregon. They're going to have the quarterback play. Will Stein's one of the best offensive coordinators in America, very, very young. So a lot of people are still in the wait-and-see mode. I'm not. I'm sold on him. So they're going to have that. Also, you need plus to great offensive line play. When I say plus, I don't mean plus as in addition to. I mean plus graded to elite offensive line play. They got both their offensive tackles back, and both of them will probably be all 10 caliber, all Big Ten caliber guys. They got both offensive tackles back. They're probably good at center. I think the kid who played in the bowl game will be good for them. And they have addressed interior offensive line via the portal the last 2 cycles. So I think they'll be good there. I also think they have stacked the defensive line the last 2 portal and especially recruiting classes with really, really good versatility and depth. Lines of scrimmage will be among the best in the Big Ten. Quarterback will be among the best in the Big Ten. They went and grabbed 2 4-star corners from the portal. They got Evan Stewart at wide receiver from Texas A&M. How am I supposed to look at that and say, nope, can't win the Big Ten? Of course they can. If you don't believe that, what if I told you they have the 4th best odds to win the national title this year? And they're behind 1 Big Ten school. So it's Georgia, it's Ohio State, it's Texas, then it's Oregon. Oregon's got better national title odds than Bama, LSU, Ole Miss, Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame, and Florida State. Yes, they can win the Big Ten. Of course they can win the Big Ten. Now, some of you doubt Dan Lanning because he hasn't won the big one. That's fine. All you can do is keep playing until you win one. I would also remind you, he's been a head coach for about 30 minutes now, still pretty young in his career out there. So not everyone who ended up being a title-winning coach won it his first or second year. But what you do have to have is you got to have players. As Mima always said, I'll remind you again, Joshua, having the ingredients in the kitchen does not guarantee a quality meal, but not having the ingredients does guarantee starvation. They are not going to starve out there. They're not going to lose because they don't have the players. So if you want to attribute that to other things, and this is future tense, we don't know what's going to happen this year, but if they don't win this year and they're not devastated by injury, it won't be because they didn't have the players. When Ohio State didn't win it last year, it's not because they didn't have the players. And it's not this full indictment on the coaching staff. Did they get it done? No. Doesn't mean you're terrible. Doesn't mean you're garbage. It means it's hard to win. It means other teams are allowed to try too. And when you stack these conferences like the Big Ten has done now, you're going to have fan bases critical because they don't win 2 Big Ten titles in 3 seasons. And it's the same in the SEC. It's going to be an unrealistic set of expectations now moving forward. But Oregon's got the 2nd best odds to win the Big Ten this year. According to FanDuel, yes, they can absolutely win the Big Ten.